Right, I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
And I still have a cold, as you could tell, but I've also been keeping up on the Mary Timby conversation, which is the girl who decided to go to Ireland to find quote unquote her soulmate or whatever. It's she was just went for the like the Irish
matchmaking festival. Yeah, which we did talk about.
Yes.
I think a couple episodes ago we talked about the Irish matchmaking festival, which you sent us a TikTok talking a little bit more about it, a little bit more in depth, the details about it. And I guess it goes on for the entire month of September. So, you know, if you really want to say just fuck it, you got a few days left. You could probably make it. Yeah, fly on over, spend a nice long weekend. Honestly, sounds pretty good right about now, to be honest. All the videos that she was taking,
looks magical.
I'm like, I just want to pet a sheep. The matchmaking guy is a donkey farmer. I'm like,
yes,
come on.
That book does look magic, by the way.
It does. That looks fucking like it holds a specific power for sure.
Yes.
It was like,
so she has touched it. So we saw that. But if you haven't been keeping up, she has a 4th date update with a guy that she has met there. So she's been taking us along from, you know, her journey of going, landing, all the stuff, right? She met a guy and they went on a date that was apparently amazing and she talked all about it. And then there was a 2nd date. And now there's been a 3rd date, and now there's been a 4th date, and
the book works, is what you're saying. So this book,
I'm saying I don't know, but
yeah, I guess time will tell. 4 dates does not a soulmate make. I guess
they are planning their 5th date as of the last update, which was I think today. Hold on, let's see, 20 hours ago. So.
Wow. I mean, yeah. So the book that we've talked about, there's this matchmaker guy. He looks charming as hell, like old Irish charm. And I think he's like 4th generation, like the 4th generation matchmaker in his family. And so I guess this book that it almost doesn't even look like a book. No. It looks like a bunch of old coffee stained papers. Yeah. Like tied together. And I guess if you put your hands on the book, you're supposed to find your soulmate in the next 6 months. So we got to be tracking this story for the next 6 months.
I think
it's actually the day we're recording this is my half birthday. Oh. So on my birthday, we will know if she marries this guy, if they're soulmates or not.
Oh, love it. Well, yeah. I mean, I want to believe in something magical now. Do you know what else is supposed to happen by the time this episode comes out?
What's that?
The rapture.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, like, okay, what kind of rapture? Are we talking like the biblical rapture?
Yes.
Or are we talking... Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I
well,
guess they're...
The bummer for us, because I think we'll be left behind, unfortunately.
I think that would be a good thing. But anyway... We've got the rapture. We've got comets. We've got 3-Eye Atlas. We've got this.
You've brought up 3-Eye Atlas a few times. Yeah. I need you to go more in depth on that.
Okay, so here's all that I know, and take it with a grain of salt because I'm not a scientist. I am just somebody that saw 3 TikToks. Yes. So 3-Eye Atlas apparently comes from the center of our galaxy in the same region that in the 70s a strong radio signal came from. The wow signal that they couldn't explain how a radio signal was coming from that. So 3-Eye Atlas comes from that portion of space, and December 19th, I think, is when it's going to be the closest to Earth, or it's going around the sun. Anyways, they're like, it's weird because a comet usually has a long tail. This thing has something coming out of the front of it. It has also changed colors from red to green. It has a very strange chemical signature, and people don't know what it is, but theories abound around it. And
so it's making aliens, I'm guessing.
Yes.
They're thinking like spaceship.
Yes. or some weird kind of comet that we've never seen before is probably more likely. But due to where it came from, its trajectory, and its behavior, there's a lot of speculation online. So we might get the rapture, we might get aliens, we might...
It might all be the same.
It may... Who knows?
I'm team aliens.
Yeah.
If those are the options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
same,
know.
honestly. And you know how much I hate aliens.
I do. But with aliens, it could be anything. Like we don't know. Like they could be super fucking chill.
Yeah.
Aliens. They could be arrival aliens and they're just kind of like amorphous blobs. They could be, maybe they are hostile and maybe we deserve it.
Yeah.
So,
like, I'm like, when can I stop working? Like, that's what I want to know. When I stop paying my mortgage. Yeah, I actually think the coolest thing to me is that it came from that region, from the radio signal. For me, I'm like, if there are aliens, they're like, we texted, we said we were coming. You know?
Yeah.
We sent a you up text. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, we'll see. You know, I think something. I'm ready for like a good something to happen.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I want a good something.
Yeah, I mean, we were even talking like it's hard to even find just like funny things going on in the world right now. I feel like everything is so heavy and everyone's minds are so preoccupied with all of the heavy shit that's going on. And I get it because we are in a steady decline into fascism.
Yep.
No, decline into, honey, we here. We done arrived. We are
funsies.
Yeah.
On the plus side, fall.
Yes.
Pumpkin spice is back. So there's something to look forward to.
Oh, man.
Crispy air. And
crunchy leaves, maybe. Even though it's like 90 degrees here today. I'm having a fall solstice girls' day party tomorrow in our time. And I was like, oh, it'll be so nice and crisp. And now I'm like, I was outside getting the pergola ready for like, because I'm like, oh, we'll sit outside and
have a fire.
And I'm like, I don't know that everyone's going to want to be sitting out here. Like I came back in, I had a sports bra on underneath my shirt and I like took my shirt off and and I, you know, like I've got like A.5 cup boobs, you know, and like even me, it was like sweat underneath.
Oh yeah.
It's like I had like sweat through my sports bra.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, please, could it at least feel like fall?
Yeah.
please.
Here
for
really
one
has,
day.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely got seasons over here, that's for sure. But today was kind of warm, which was surprising. But yeah, we've had those crisp, you know, fall days, which have been nice.
We got a couple. It was a little rainy last week for a little bit. So, I mean, we got a couple, but yeah, we're back up. We're back up. I'm like, oh, I don't give a shit. I'm going to get an apple cider candle.
Yes.
And we're going to fake it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're going to fake it.
My favorite candle is like an apple cinnamon or a something cinnamon. I honestly, I don't care. I could burn them all year round. I just love the smell.
I know Christina hates cinnamon.
Do not like it. I don't like the smell nor the taste.
Oh
no,
God. You must
very
hate
weird.
my house in this wintertime. You're like,
I'm sure you're used to it because that's everywhere in the fall smells like cinnamon.
It is. The only thing I hate worse than that smell is the smell of the incense that a Catholic church would burn on like important holidays. Like they would put it in that little ball thing and like it'd be Sunday morning and early.
What do you think's in there? Like myrrh?
Something.
Frankincense?
I have no idea what it is, but it smells so bad to me and it would always make me sick to my stomach.
Do you think it really smells bad? Like as someone who does not have Catholic trauma, maybe I need to smell it and see if it's like, does it really smell bad or is it like your specific childhood trauma?
I think it's my specific.
Across the board. Like for me, I'm not I'm not an incense
It
girly.
depends. It really for me. It depends on the setting. In the right setting, I feel like I can get on board with some incense. If I'm in a palm reader's tent, then I feel like this is appropriate.
You're
you know,
like
I'm like,
actually.
yes, time and place. You're putting me there. Thank you so much. I feel like this is really going somewhere. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Let's do like palm readings tomorrow. Let me get out my like palmistry book and we'll do palm readings.
Yeah, do it. One of the girls who's coming, I can ask her to bring, she's got tarot cards, but she's also got fairy cards.
Ooh.
So we can do like fairy card readings too. Yeah. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a witchy girl day.
That'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
guys,
cast some
do you
good
feel
spells.
like boys don't, I feel like boys don't get to have these kinds of things as often.
They could.
You know what I mean? They could.
They could do whatever they want.
They could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I encourage it. I think that there should be more like silly, fun boy days.
Mm-hmm.
Like not like we get together and we drink Monster and we watch fucking sports or we play video games. Like, and if that's what you want to do, fine. But like a peaceful, like we're going to have cookies and wine and do something lovely. A lovely day. Do boys have lovely days together?
I'm sure not nearly enough.
Not enough.
I don't think so. I think,
I encourage that. I think the world would be a softer, kinder place.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think my boys' version of a lovely day would be the extended version of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but do you think that they plan like a whole thing around it? Like, do you think that they like
I think they would
make
if they
lambus bread and have second breakfast? And
Eric bought us goblets. So
lovely.
You're on your way.
But would he do that with his bros? You know,
Chris would do
yeah,
it with him.
that's true.
Chris would totally do that with him.
That's true.
Are you
That's
kidding?
true.
Chris would be all on board with that dumb shit.
We can drink that weird Georgian mead that you had me try when I was at your house.
Yeah, dude, it was so weird. Like we watched, I think it was a Stanley Tucci travel show, and he went to the country of Georgia, so not our state. And I guess that's where wine comes from. They have like these huge vats that are like the oldest still around and the oldest that they like invented wine. And
Wild.
so it's like a weird orange color, or as we found out, sometimes a very, very sweet red.
Yeah, it tasted like grape juice.
Yeah.
But the bottle definitely looked like they were really leaning into, you were drinking something old.
Yes.
You're drinking something ancient, you know, like.
Do you feel more powerful afterwards?
I didn't
No?
personally.
No.
It was too sweet to feel powerful. You need a little like
Kick.
harumph underneath that.
Yeah.
A little bite.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are a listener and you know a lot about Georgian wine, please write us.
Yeah, let us know what the good one is.
Yeah.
That
What's
somebody
the
would
good one?
really have. You know what? Actually, I'm a scholar in Georgian wine.
You know there's someone. You know there's somebody who that is their thing.
And I love that. Please do write in. You can address it to Christina, and we will have a conversation. So, speaking of what time of year it is, heading into the Libras, ladies.
I think it'll be Libra season when this episode drops. So, do we want to fuck, marry, kill some Libras?
Sure.
Yes.
Let me look it up.
Yes.
Kamala.
AOC as well.
Doja Cat.
The trifecta. Oh my God. Did you guys see Cardi B with Gail on CBS Sunday morning? Like, Cardi B cracks me up, dude. I love her.
Yeah, she's so funny. Okay, I'm going to try and pick someone that we haven't done before.
That's also super hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know who I'm going to pick, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I've got somebody too. I was waffling between two. I'm still waffling a little bit, so you guys go first.
Okay.
And then I'll make a game time decision.
Okay. Cassie, go for it.
Okay. I'm going to choose Bruce Springsteen.
Okie dokie. I am going to choose Glen Powell.
Okay.
Glen Powell.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm going to choose Brie Larson.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
They feel very similar types of Libras.
Well, I feel like when I was looking through the list of Libras, it all made sense. Like when I was looking at the people who were Libras, I was like, yeah, like all of that. Like for me, a Will Smith and a Donald Glover both being Libras, I'm like, yeah. They're not exactly the same, but they have that same kind of like charisma, that energy that draws you to them. I feel like a lot of Libras have an it factor to them. Something that makes them that draws people to them. Okay, Glen Powell, Brie Larson, Bruce Springsteen. Oh, I'm gonna marry Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, I am. I don't know a ton about him, but I feel like his politics are pretty good and have been pretty good forever. Plus, he's older.
He's like got that Bernie Sanders vibe to him, where he's been consistent throughout the whole thing. Where he's like for the working class.
Yes. Steady Eddie.
Yep.
He's good, close personal friends with Barack Obama. Also he's like an older man. I just feel like my life has been a little chaotic recently, and I feel like he's gonna bring me some peace. I don't need a Glen Powell. I don't want to be like jet setting all over right now, like not in the way that he is doing it. You know what I mean? And like also there was that weird stuff with Sydney Sweeney where I like his fiance broke up with him, and I'm just it seems messy. It seems messy, and I'm like I can't have like the hot guy of the moment. I will get stressed out. So I think I'm going to marry Bruce Springsteen. I'm going to fuck Brie Larson. Okay. There is something about her energy that is a little mysterious. Like the fact that Brie Larson and Dakota Johnson are both Libras also makes sense to me. Like there's like an interesting kind of like mysterious energy like about them. I feel like I'm going to get to know something very interesting about her on our date. And I bet you she's a deep thinker. Yeah,
she gives that off for sure.
Yeah. Plus I just think she's an amazing actress and she's beautiful. And I'm going to fuck Brie Larson, and I'm going to keep my eye on Glen Powell. I think he's hot. I get it. And I think he's a little funny. I understand the appeal of him.
Yeah. Right.
I just, as far as fuckboy Libras go, and I think that they exist, I think he is one.
Oh, for sure. If it came out that he was like a lizard person, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, if he was an industry plant, if he was creative, he's like a Megan, like one of those AI dolls that was like created to be a movie star. I'd be like, and that's fine.
That's fine.
Like, I'd still go to a barbecue with you. Yeah, but
listen, it's coming. We had that whole fucking conversation before we even started recording about
listeners.
AI. Listeners, we love you so much. We are still human. We have not been replaced by AI yet, even though AI podcasts are already out there, and you probably are listening to one without even knowing it. But we are still human. I don't know how to prove that, but here we are.
I feel like there's got to be some kind of test coming in the future, right?
I mean, if you poke me, I bleed.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Yeah, we're
we could
audio.
just be saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have to all film ourselves poking ourselves with a needle on like our tip of our finger.
Yeah.
Look,
but deep fakes.
What's the audio equivalent of like the M dash? That's what we need to figure out.
What can we say verbally that the AI haven't?
I don't know. I always seem to have a cold, so maybe that.
They'd be like, man,
maybe my cough
listeners, if you have suggestions on a safe word, please let us know.
Great, then AI will learn it.
Because it's trained for free on all of our fucking publicly distributed. Anywho, We very much appreciate our patrons. Thank you so much. I am also going to marry Bruce Springsteen for the reasons that you outlined. Like, absolutely, he
Steady
is
Eddie.
marriage material.
Yep.
Like, it would be so fun to just like, he seems like he's friends with fun people, and great life.
I also think great genes, and maybe it's just because of that, like Born in the USA album.
You don't mean that
cover.
in the City Sweeney way. You mean that?
No. I mean that in the blue jeans way. Like,
Yeah, let's just clarify
No.
for our audience.
my genes are passed down from parents. Okay, anyway.
I'm still so obsessed with that Gap commercial, by the way.
Yes.
Cat's Eye is so
Wait,
good.
yes, that Gap
Every time
commercial
it
is
comes
amazing.
up, I watch the
When?
whole thing.
But I mean, Bruce Springsteen's gonna help me. I feel like him and Levi's have been like close personal friends, and finding the perfect pair of jeans is so
Nothing
difficult.
better. Nothing
Yeah.
better. When you
He
get a
has
fucking
mastered
great.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, that can be my wedding present. Is he buys me the perfect pair of Levi's,
A really thick jean too.
but aren't
Nothing
too
better.
uncomfortable. But they're not like so uncomfortable that you can't like sit down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but they look amazing. And they
Yeah.
make your butt look good.
Yeah.
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 And then I'm gonna fuck the fuck boy.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
gonna
for
fuck
it.
Glen Powell.
Please, yeah.
Sorry.
Why
Get that
not?
get that
It's-
robot sex in. Let us know how it goes.
Probably gonna be fine.
Mid.
If
yeah.
if I'm honest, somebody with a face card like that has never had to try that hard. So it's I know what I'm in for, but yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Can I hot take this and say I think Glen Powell is good looking. I think that he's like conventionally attractive.
Go for it.
I'm not falling myself like all over myself for him the same way that I feel like he's good looking. But there's nothing like interesting to me about his face. He's too all-American for me, I think is maybe what it is.
Okay.
Because, Chris Hemsworth actually really grew on me, but I kind of felt the same way about him, where it was just like, you're almost too
Yeah.
Too good
like
looking.
you're too perfect. You're too like,
I'm not having that problem. So oddly.
no, you wouldn't.
No,
Yeah.
you know me. You know that we all have a type, and my type is
is good looking.
yeah,
Conventionally
what did I say?
good looking. Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's not even the conventionally good looking part of it. I think he is so fucking funny.
I do think
and
he's
he
funny.
Has such
I
a
agree.
sense of humor about himself. And I'll be honest with you, because I don't know a young Glen Powell, so I could be way off base here. He seems like somebody who has grown into his looks, and maybe
I kind of
hasn't
get
always
that too.
been like.
Ooh, I'm
the
going to
one.
look.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I
obviously
kind of
curious,
get
but-
that too. Yeah.
So I actually am Christina as well. I'm same. I'm gonna marry Bruce Springsteen. I am going to I'm gonna fuck the fuck boy
Go for it.
sure.
Yeah.
Glenn, here's the other thing. I just there's something about him that, like, I see what you're saying. He gives off that fuck boy, conventional, good looking guy, but I don't see it like that. Like, I don't see him that way. Like, I think he's good looking, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think it's me. It's definitely a me problem. I think so, because I think
I don't know if it's a problem. I think it's great that we all have different tastes in men. It's very
I do
good.
too. I think that I'm triggered by a man like that. Like when I never saw the new Top Gun, but I saw him in it, and I will say, I think he looks very good in Top Gun. He looks very hot. I think I'm triggered by men who I feel like maybe would have been shitty to me in high school. And I
Okay.
don't think
No, I get
I don't
this.
think he would have been.
Yeah.
But he has the face
Okay.
of somebody
So here's the
who
thing.
would have been.
Keegan, then, okay, you know what? This makes total sense.
Yeah.
I went to school with a bunch of ugly boys who were popular, and so I don't have that.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, see, I don't
Yeah.
have that kind of burden to weigh me down, because the guys that I went to school with that were popular, and especially now, I'm like, ugh,
Hey.
gross.
Oh, okay.
Devil's advocate. I'm going to throw a fucking ugly or pretty. they're all going to be pieces of shit.
That's right. Exactly.
So,
might as well
pick the
You're
hot
so
one.
right.
Like, why are you going to
no.
let an ugly one make
right.
you sad?
That's right.
You're-
I mean, it's
Oh
bad
my
enough
God.
to make any man have like make you feel bad, but they might as well be good looking.
Jesus. You know what? Break
true.
through. Who needs therapy?
Yeah.
I can just.
This
come
is
here.
why we do
Did
this
you see
podcast.
the thing I sent you guys? I know Cassie saw it because she commented on it. Like where she's like me and the guy who broke my heart, and it's
Yes.
like a really hot Bratz
Yes,
doll.
that
and then,
shit.
like,
That shit
And
is
then-
a jump scare.
if I can find it and remember, so listeners remind me to post it somewhere if I can find it. I look, and I'm not trying to be lookist. I'm not trying to like shame, but first of all, that man had no right breaking. I feel like he broke her heart, so I think it's open season,
Yeah.
right? We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
He clearly was a jerk.
The way men have the audacity, we have to stop allowing this, and myself included. Myself included.
Yes.
I have given chances to
No.
men based on what I think their personality is.
Nope.
Or what it should be.
Or what it should be. And I shouldn't have.
No.
And I feel like we as women, we need to see ourselves for who we are. This girl was so pretty. And the man she was with,
Girl, I almost fell out of bed.
I gasped
Oh,
audibly.
yeah, I did too. And I think it has like 3 million likes. So we're not alone.
Yes.
Do you know that man, the embarrassment that
looked
3
wet.
million likes?
And his shirt was dry.
He looked like he came out of a sewer. Yeah. Like just
he did. Sewer rat.
neck up.
Just-
yeah.
Fucking what?
Any
Oh.
I
any
was like,
guy is
boy.
gonna make you cry, but you know, don't
Yeah,
don't let
the
ugly boys
embarrassment- the
make you
embarrassment
cry.
of looking back on that and being like, you broke my heart. I
Yeah.
lost sleep
Yep.
over that.
Truly,
Yeah.
girl. Truly.
Oh no! Oh no!
But what a relief when you're beyond it and you can finally look back and be like, oh no, I won't do that again.
Marked safe. Marked safe.
Exactly.
I got out.
Honestly,
You know?
literally marked safe from every person from my graduating class. Like, woof.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my gosh.
Oh, gosh. Well, speaking of patrons, and by the way, thank you so much to everybody who has reached out about the book club. I think
Yes.
Christina
Yes.
is going to go first with some options. So we'll let you know how that's going to work. I think we're still kind of figuring out exactly how we want to do it, but
Listen,
Yeah,
we
I'm
threw out an idea, but you guys jumped on it, and we're so excited.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Love that. So it's going to be on Patreon specifically. So I definitely know that it's going to be available to anybody who's a Patreon member, every level. And I'm going to pick 3 very different books and let y'all vote on what the vibe is going to be to start us off, because I'm like, should I pick should it be romance books? Should it be like powerful good books? Like I just pick 3 very different ones.
pick 3 different genres.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of get a sense of what people are feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can go from there. And I believe because I'm a Patreon member on some other creators' Patreons, that you should, whenever a poll is sent out, you should get an email with the options as well. So don't think that for sure, if you want to check Patreon every day, feel free, but you should also get an email whenever that happens. And I'm sure we'll make an update either to our Instagram or our Facebook page, or both, that poll is now live. So keep a lookout for that. I'm so excited because everything that we've just been talking about and things just being so bleak, and also just the loss of humanity in the arts, or them really trying to push that in content creation lately. I'm so excited to have something that kind of brings our community together, that we can all share together and have conversations about. So yeah, I think we'll make it available at like the $1 a month level.
Exactly.
So if you want to just toss us $1 a month, you can join in on all of the fun.
That's
And I want to give a big patron welcome to Katie with a C. Welcome to our Patreon family. We look forward to seeing what kind of book recs you're interested in. And if you have recommendations for movies, we're going to be watching P.S. I Love You next month.
Yeah.
Which we're all excited to
revisit.
Good cry over.
Yeah.
Yeah, revisit. We'll see actually how it holds up. But I anticipate some messy tears happening.
For
I'm
sure.
definitely
For sure.
getting the red wine out and getting the cry juice out.
Yes.
For that. So thank you so much, Katie, for joining us.
All right. Well, you guys want to take 5 and then come back with stories?
Yes.
Sounds good.
And we're back. Okay. I am going to start us off because I have the Tainted Love this week. I wasn't going to tell this one because it's pretty short. And so usually I would save it for like a shorty episode. But since we were just talking about men who have the audacity, I will go ahead and tell it.
Perfect. I have a long one anyway, so.
Oh, perfect. Balance each other out.
Yeah.
Okay. I was 19, female, going on a Tinder date with, I believe he was 23. Can't remember as it was 2016. He asked me to Applebee's. Great start. I didn't. You know what, though?
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't need to defend Applebee's. I feel like we've done it on this podcast before. But
listen, a fast casual chain restaurant, like who am I to look down on a triple dipper from Chili's? You know what I mean? Like,
and a mozzarella stick is a mozzarella stick.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to fuck that up, and it's always good. So that's fine. But okay, he asked me to Applebee's. I didn't have a car and he wouldn't drive me, so I had to pay for an Uber I could barely afford as a student. During lunch, he talked exclusively about himself, didn't ask anything about me, like to a comical level. I didn't speak once. Do you think those people are nervous or self-absorbed or both?
It's one or the other, right? Like it depends.
Yeah.
Like you either got like a strong narcissist on your hand or you have, well, and even then I feel like sometimes they can pretend better than that.
True. You have to try and get what they want. Yeah. I got a Caesar salad and a Diet Coke because I was underage, and he got 3 drinks plus an app he didn't share. And entree. Getting an app on a date and not sharing it is
that's weird.
That's diabolical.
That's so fucked up.
I mean, unless
Truly,
you're using
that
it as your meal. Like I know some people
like
who
if
just,
it's your meal, but he got an app and an entree
Yeah.
and didn't share his appetizer. I feel
weird.
like we are in narcissist territory.
Yeah.
I think my personal total was around $12. When the waitress asked if the check was together or separate, he looked at me and goes, "That depends. Are you a gold digger?" Sir, this is an Applebee's.
Sir.
This is an Applebee's.
Oh my God. Babe, if you're counting $12 dollars, then the gold is not in the room with us.
If she's a gold digger, she's really bad at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because those women know what they're doing. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not like, they wouldn't agree to Uber to a date to Applebee's.
Wow.
Okay. I went wide-eyed and said, "You got me. This morning I spent an hour on my hair, shaved my entire body, tried on multiple outfits, did an entire face of makeup, and will be paying for a round-trip Uber just to squeeze $12 out of you."
Nailed it.
Love it.
His face got so red, I threw a $20 bill on the table and told the waitress the rest was her tip. Then I walked out, called another Uber from down the street. It's always men with no gold, afraid women want what they don't have.
Truly.
Always.
Truly.
Yeah.
Every time.
I don't think any man with quote unquote gold really like cares
that much.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Wow.
Great. That actually wasn't too bad. I thought I was like waiting for it to be like a real shorty, but that was good.
It's like a mid-length shorty.
Yeah. All right. So this says, "Hello, ladies. I was listening to one of your newer episodes and got hit with a memory of a date I went on in high school that severely ruined a friendship I had. I have written in before a while ago. I was the kid who tried to have a hookup at high school, but passed out a couple times. If that jogs memory." Totally.
Oh yeah.
Quick backstory. My mom sent me to a private high school against my will. So I didn't have any friends starting high school. Everyone that went to school with was outside of a few friends like me were in honors and AP classes. I had normal classes, skating by with B's, dipping my toe into the C's, and a couple of A's sprinkled here and there. There was a girl that got transferred into my physics class one day in the middle of semester. I didn't have any other classes with her, and regularly during lunch when we'd be sitting on the opposite sides of the computer lab alone. I have no shame to admit that she was someone that I admired from afar. I felt she was very out of my league, and my awkward self could never get the nerve built up to approach her. So when our teacher assigned her as my partner for this class, I was ecstatic.
Oh my God, dude. Have you guys been in that situation? Have you been partnered up with someone you have a crush on to work on a school project?
I wanted to be. I don't think I ever manifested for me, but I dreamed about it.
It happened once.
Oh, was it
sixth
amazing?
grade for me? It was amazing. We made a mixtape together.
Oh, shut up. Were you, why aren't you married now? Sorry, Eric.
I know. I know. It never. You build it up so much in your mind, like you're like, "This is my shot." It doesn't. It never.
No,
like,
then he farts in front of you, and you're like, "It's all over."
Yeah,
you know,
something gives you the ick. You're like,
because he's
fuck,
15, and you're like,
yeah. Hysterical.
After talking a bit, we both figured out that we were in the same boat on in how we got to be in this school, and bonded over neither of us felt smart enough to be there. There was a fun banter between us. I was raised being taught to be very chivalrous and how to treat a lady, and she was very I don't need no man mentality. So whenever we'd get to class at the same time, I'd open the door for her and let her go in, and she'd respond by teasing me. She'd say that it was very old-fashioned of me, and then it turned into a sort of game where every time we go to class, she'd try sneaking into the class behind me on purpose.
This is so cute.
I know. Tell me I was slacking in my gentlemanly ways. Then it evolved into where I'd personally wait by the door until the bell was ringing, and we'd often get marked as tardy for not being in our seats on time. It was very fun for us. After a while, I finally got the courage to ask her out. She agreed after making me sweat it out for a while, but her mom had a rule about only going on double dates. After talking it out, it turned out I was the only one with a friend who could join us. I talked to my buddy, and we made plans to walk around the mall to then go to dinner. Oh my God,
so it's the three of you?
I'm assuming that he also has a date. He brought a date too.
Oh, okay. He brought a date. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only know that
also, this is the most
Yeah.
high school thing, walking around the mall and going to dinner as a date. They're freshmen. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they're like young. 16.
You're gonna get some Sabaros.
Yeah.
I think that's a good rule. Like, I'm not a parent, but I'm like, when I was a freshman, my mom didn't want me dating at all. And of course I still wanted to, but I'm like, I think it's a good rule, double dates, you know, because they're still
pairs.
babies at that age, but it's like, yeah, you guys can go out and have a little bit
less likely to do something, or right.
It's not like it couldn't happen, but it's like, of course, like kids are kids, they're gonna do whatever they want, like ultimately. But I like the double date rule personally. I'm not a parent, but
I don't oppose it. I thought it was pretty smart. Yeah. The date didn't start off great. My family was not the one that made the upgrade to smartphones quickly. So as a 16-year-old, I had to navigate printed out
16. Yeah. Okay.
Printed out instructions as a relatively new solo driver from an old ass website my dad used that instructed me to turn east or west instead of left or right.
MapQuest. Oh no, it wasn't even MapQuest.
East and west. Like, how fucking dare you? What am I, a fucking
boomer
compass?
ass motherfucker made that
bullshit.
And like, do you know how pissed off I get when I ask people shit and they tell me in cardinal directions?
I know. What am I, fucking Magellan?
Thank you.
I gotta look up at the sun to figure out which direction I'm headed.
Is there a moth on a tree around here?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. It's
Truly.
not night. There's no North Star.
I have no
what
fucking
is
clue.
happening?
Fucking, the only reason why I have any concept of cardinal directions now is because I live, actually, it's our tax person, Charlie, told me that she used to live in Glendale, and she's like, if you're facing the mountains, that's north.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I'm like, oh, okay. So when I'm at my house, I can tell you which direction it is. But other than that, and even then, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Just don't be a fucking asshole. I feel like if you give people directions in cardinal directions, you're being an asshole
true.
on purpose. You are an actually human being.
Totally.
I have very strong, I'm
Yeah.
triggered.
No, I don't disagree with you. I'm 100% on board for this
Like, I'm-
tangent.
Landmarks and left or right,
right.
please.
Don't be.
And even
Please,
then,
you're not
I
better than
still
me.
have to do the L's.
Same.
You're not better than me because you know which way is north. Okay, get fucked.
God.
So instead of being 10 minutes early, like I was planning, I ended up being 20 minutes late. And what was worse, she didn't have a phone at all, so I couldn't warn her or ask her to clarify directions. My date was understanding, and I was able to iron things out with her mom since I came prepared with a bouquet of flowers for each of them. And my sincerest
Aw.
apologies.
Smooth move.
Very,
Smooth
very wise.
move.
Very wise. We got to the mall without issue because you know what? That girl knew where she was going. She knew her right, left, and landmark, how to get to that fucking mall from her house.
That's, you know what? They always say that there's like one person in the relationship who likes pickles and one person in the relationship who doesn't. There's always one person in the relationship that's directionally challenged.
Yep. Yeah.
And one that's good at directions.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. We're a dual pickle household. So
Oh, that's nice.
that sounded like we
well,
both
is it
have
nice?
penises, but that's not true. We don't.
I
but
like being in relationships with people who don't like pickles because then you get their pickle.
This is
You know?
true. This is true.
Actually,
We
That's
never
how
get
you work
that.
the system.
Yeah, we never have had that. Yeah, and we both like olives. It's we're incompatible in this way. But he loves peppers and I don't like peppers, so he gets all my
There you
peppers. So anyway, we got to the mall without an issue. The conversation we had was good, but it did feel noticeably different than the banter we had in the classroom. We met up with my friend, and from that point on, the date took a dive. My buddy spent the entire night trying to one-up everything I did, like he was going to for the chivalry Olympic medal. When I opened the door for my date, he did the same, but got down on his knee as he did it.
ew.
I know. I'm like, how fucking cringe. I would die.
Oh yeah, what a turnoff. Like
Get
that's not
away
even
from
cute.
me. He'd run to open the doors, run to the doors to open them for our date, even if he was walking behind us, and then proceeded to manhandle me out of the way so both girls could walk in front.
So he thought he was being funny.
Yeah.
This was like,
I don't know. I think he
Okay.
was just being like, I'm going to be more chivalrous than you today. Like,
if
some
it's
kind of
not a bit,
weird
that's even
competition.
worse.
I know. All
Yeah,
this time making remarks about how I needed to, quote, try harder, making shitty comments about me and trying to find various ways to embarrass me. What a good friend. When we left to go to get dinner, he shoved me out of the way so he could open my car's door for my girl and then raced around to do the same for his date. While we were on our way to the restaurant, my date asked if he was always like that. And I told her his douchebaggery was a surprise to me too. I asked her if she wanted to ditch them and go somewhere else for dinner, but she said she wanted to ride it out and see how far he'd take it. So we drove to the restaurant. I parked next to them per her request, and of course, he opened the door for her, opened the door for his date. Just in case you're curious about it, his date was visibly bothered by all this the entire night.
Of course.
Yeah. I'd be like, get me the fuck out of here for sure. He continued doing his extravagant displays of chivalry all the way through to the booth where we sat, going through the whole kneeling, bowing, throwing out miladies.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm going home. You got me fucked up. At that point, if I was his date, I would be so embarrassed. Like I would have to be like, I'm gonna third wheel on your guys' date now. Can we just ditch him somewhere?
As we got ready to pay, he took it upon himself to pay for both of our dates, leaving me to cover
Okay.
what I had ordered.
Okay,
It was
great.
probably the nicest thing he did all
That's
night.
so weird. But he wasn't doing it to be nice.
No,
like,
he's
what's
so
his problem?
weird. Yeah, so bizarre. The behavior is really bizarre. Needless to say, I did not invite that buddy on any more double dates, and the two of us did not remain friends too long after this. My date and I had a decent conversation on the way back to her house and mutually agreed we were better as friends. The romantic undertones of the date messed with our dynamic a bit too much for either of our likings.
Sometimes that's how it goes. And that's actually extremely mature of them to realize at 16.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what?
And they did
I
stay,
like us better this way, you know?
They did stay friends. He wrote this little fun add-on. It says, in an attempt to temporarily escape the craziness of that date, for a moment we had hid in a tie shop where she picked out a tie for me that ended up being my future wife's favorite color and ended up being the tie I wore when I took my wife to prom and our wedding. My date posted saying, that date had posted to him saying, hope you're trying harder. Congrats. P.S. I still like the tie. My wife did know the story, of course, before she picked the tie.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
That is cute.
I love that. What a good happy ending.
Yeah.
And it's just nice, I think, to see those like examples of male-female
Healthy
friendship.
Me too.
Or healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. You don't get
It
that
can
that
happen.
often.
Yeah.
But it can happen.
Yeah. Ladies, I have a doozy for you.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
I am so excited to respond to this person because this is a listener story. I love you and I see you. I just want to say that. So this person says, hi, I love you guys and listen to you daily. I was going through a bad time and discovered you guys. Thanks for the laughs when I needed them the most. Not sure if this is worthy, but here it goes. Girl,
every time it
it's
starts
worthy.
like that, every time it starts like that, those are the best stories we ever get. They're like, I don't know if this is your thing. I don't know if this is going to be good enough to read on the podcast.
I don't know if I can make it through this. Anyways, I have been seeing a guy and it was going to be our first time having sex. He cooked dinner and we ate by candlelight. I didn't have the heart to tell him the salad dressing he made was actually brown gravy.
Oh no. What? How did he not know?
I politely ate it and was ready for the next part. I had seen that you could put on a condom on your partner with your mouth. And
Girl.
No, wait, what? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. What?
Why? That's so extra. Also, look. I know it's embarrassing, but with the way that I operate, I would have had to have tried that at home with a banana a few times. You know what I mean? Like I would have had to have practiced because you can't get into a game time situation and not know what you're doing.
Oh, God.
Right?
Ooh, yeah. You're going in blind on this
It's one of those things. It's like tying a cherry stem with your tongue. It's harder than it looks.
Yeah. And so I thought I could dazzle him with my skills. After we made out a while.
I'm sorry. But like you also don't need to dazzle a man that just fed you
Gravy
brown
salad.
gravy on salad.
Gravy salad.
Yes,
it's fine. Like the
it's
fact
fine.
that he's getting laid at all
is
that's the reward.
exactly. Exactly. No, she's going to dazzle him.
Okay.
After we made out a while and got undressed, I was ready to blow his mind.
Oh, no.
I knelt down, unwrapped the condom, and was ready to go. In my mind, the sexiest piece of ass he ever got. Well, I put it on the tip and went to roll it down with my mouth. About 3/4 the way down, I guess I accidentally took a breath and...
Oh no.
I knew it.
Oh no.
The condom expanded like a balloon and I felt like I was going to die. started to panic.
This is actually so scary.
So
This would be one of those like emergency room calls though that you tell forever.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. The condom expanded and took up my complete breathing ability. I started to panic, which made it worse. I inhaled, it ballooned more. Why I didn't just remove my mouth is beyond me. I sat there a few minutes breathing in and out before that thought occurred to me.
What is he doing? Like, he's just standing there with his dick out. Like,
Oh my God.
help her. A few minutes?
Oh, God. Needless to say, I was pretty much preoccupied by my blunder, and our first time wasn't as great as it should have been, for me at least. When we finished, he told me
No.
that the way I put the condom on him was so wonderful and sexy, he'd never forget it.
Oh, no. Listen,
works.
I know we have some fantastic male listeners, but I can't. I'm so tired. Men are so fucking clueless. She was like, a woman could literally choke to death in front of you.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, oh, this feels great.
so sexy.
So sexy. I would never forget it either. All I can think of is people gathered around my dead body saying, why didn't she just take her mouth away? And anyway, I'm caught up with you guys and I'm starting your podcast all over again.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I love you that much.
Cindy.
Take care of yourselves and always remember you make people laugh, and that's a very important thing. Hugs to you all. Oh my God. Well, you
is
make
fucking
me
hilarious.
laugh. So that is
amazing.
fucking hysterical.
Oh
Thank
my
you so
God.
much
So
for
glad you didn't die that way.
me.
I don't know. I feel like my ghost would be haunted.
Yes.
My own ghost. You know, like if that happened to me, I would never. I couldn't. I'm too like sexually repressed from my Christian upbringing
Yes.
to die like that.
Yes.
You know.
The whole fucking thing, dude. I actually have never put on a condom with my mouth.
No.
I haven't gone there, but just the visual in my
Yes.
head I had reading that story, I was like crying. Oh my
God.
Is that a thing men find sexy? I guess it is.
I don't like the taste.
Oh, yeah,
either.
that- me too.
It's a weird fucking taste to have in your
latexy.
mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a
Also,
balloon.
yeah, like you guys said at the beginning of the story, like just being there is victory
Yes.
enough. Like we don't
100%.
have to do extra for a guy.
No.
They're happy that you're still sticking around. So
They're happy that you ate the gravy salad. And
yeah,
that's enough.
Gravy salad.
That's enough.
Gravy salad. Oh Lord.
Oh fuck! You guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with Tainted Love?
Sounds good.
Yes.
And we're back. Keegan, tell us your tainted love.
Okay. Cards on the table, because the world is ending, and I feel like it's just important to be transparent with our listeners. At this stage in the game, especially, I'm having a rough time.
Yeah.
I'm having a really rough go of it lately. I put off doing my Tainted Love, spent most of yesterday crying on my couch, to the point where I'm like, I think my neighbors probably are like, is she okay?
Well.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, like, we got to take the kids to the park. She's wailing again.
Oh no.
Dude,
But-
loud crying sometimes feels so
So
good.
cathartic.
You
know?
have to, and in the moment, like, I know I have thin walls, and like in the moment you're like, I just don't care, I need to let it out, and then about 15 minutes later you're like, oh, it's so embarrassing. But it's just been hard. Like, life's been hard for everyone. I think the world is a hard place, and personally life's been very difficult for me lately, so I'm struggling. I'm a little depresso, and so I put off doing my Tainted Love. And then I heard this on 48 Hours, and I was like, I know this story, and we've never told it before. I checked our document, and I am going to go ahead and give so much credit to the Medium author Cup of Coffee and Crime.
Amazing.
Because when I say between that article, Wikipedia, and the 48 hours, that's basically where I picked everything up that I'm going to be talking about today. And, full credit to those outlets. Usually I will sit down and do like a whole write out. So if this is not my best work, my apologies.
People sleep on 48 hours too. Like you just said that and I'm like, oh, I haven't watched a 48 hours in a fucking minute.
Yeah. Well, now I listen because before I was like, this is a Dateline household and Dateline only,
We have strict rules in this house.
Yeah. In this house, it's
your foot thing. What am I trying to? Oh my God, your front door rug. It says Dateline household.
Yeah. I have one of those little flags in this house. And it's just like Keith Morrison, Josh Mankiewicz.
Andrea Canning.
Yeah. I've decided life's too short. Embrace all of it. So I listen to Dateline, 48 Hours, and 2020 now on their podcasts because they come out on different days too. So it's like if it's a Dateline you've already heard before, maybe there's a new 48 Hours, whatever. So this is a 48 Hours story, and I am going to tell you the story of the murder of Joanne Witt. And this is probably one you've heard before. But okay, it is June 15th, Monday, June 15th, 2009, and Judy and Norb, Judy and Norb Witt get a phone call from their daughter Joanne's employer. So they're Judy and Norb are living their best lives. They are fully retired. All their kids are grown. Their kids have kids, right? So they spend their summers in Florida. They're just living their best retirement lives. So they get this phone call from Joanne's employer, and he's like, hey, Joanne didn't come to work on Friday. I thought that was weird enough that the employer actually drove to her house on Friday, knocked on the door, didn't get a response, but then was just like, okay, shit happens. Maybe it's a family emergency, whatever, left it alone. But then the following Monday, when she didn't show up for work either, he was like, this is super fucking weird. So he calls her parents. I'm guessing they were probably listed as emergency contact or whatever. He calls them and they're like, no, that's weird. We haven't heard from her at all. So he's like, okay, I'm also going to call the sheriff's office. So he calls the sheriff's office. And by the time Judy and Norb make their way over to Joanne's house, the sheriff's office is already there. So they check all the doors. Everything's locked. There's no signs of forced entry or burglary, but something feels off. Her car is still in the garage. So eventually they decide to enter the home. So they enter the home and they find Joanne in bed. Her bed sheets are covered in blood, and they find that she has been stabbed 20 times, mostly in the chest and neck area. Oof. And her neck has been stabbed so severely that she is nearly decapitated.
Holy cow.
Jeez.
Yes. And she has been there for a little while, but it's hard to determine exactly when it happened because the AC in the house has been turned down super, super low, which has, gotten in the way of her decomposition. So at this time, her 14-year-old daughter, Tyler, is nowhere to be found. They are like, we don't know what happened. The grandparents are worried because they know that, Tyler and Joanne didn't have a great relationship, but they're also like, maybe she's been kidnapped. It's been a few days. We haven't heard from her. So they, are looking for her. And at this time, next to Joanne's bed is a book on how to discipline your out of control teenager.
Oh.
That and things between them had been really, really rough.
Yikes.
So to talk a little bit about Joanne, she grew up in an upper middle class household. She was high achieving. She did really well in school. She eventually went on to work for IBM after college. And then, she'd done all these things. She'd own a house. She'd had a great career, but she still wanted to be a mother. So in November of 1994, she ended up giving birth to her daughter, Tyler. There's no real information about Tyler's father. So she was basically a single mom, decided to have this kid and raise this kid on her own. And everything was pretty much smooth sailing, but Tyler was a very like willful child. And there was a time when, you know, Joanne is a single mom and she was driving with Tyler in the back seat when Tyler was 5 years old, and Tyler was throwing a tantrum and Joanne couldn't concentrate on the road. And I'm not saying any of this as an excuse, you know, don't hit your kids, but she reached back and hit Tyler to get her to stop throwing a tantrum while she was driving. Right. Mm-hmm. And then when she took Tyler to preschool that day, they noticed marks on her, called CPS, and Joanne ended up getting Tyler taken away from her. Tyler was put in a foster home for a couple of weeks before her grandparents were able to take her, until Joanne was able to complete parenting classes and anger management classes before she was able to get Tyler back. But then at that point, once she got Tyler back, she was so afraid of ever being, you know, having CPS called on her again or having Tyler taken away again, that she became an extremely permissive parent. She started not disciplining her at all, to the point when Tyler got older, she was aware of this incident that had happened when she was a kid, and she would threaten her mom with like, if Jesus, you don't let me do XYZ, I will call CPS. I will tell them that you're violent or you're drinking or whatever.
Adding that to my list, dude, because it would be me that has like just like a willful, devious child, because that's the kind of child I was.
I was around, again, like, it's proven like hitting your kids doesn't really work, you know, so like definitely don't do it. No. But I was around my little brothers, especially one of my little brothers. He had some behavioral disorder issues, and it was rough. Like, it was rough, especially like when you are trying to drive, and my mom was alone, you know, a lot of the time, because my dad was deployed throughout their early childhood. I can see getting frustrated in the heat of the moment. Again, not an excuse, like, you know, control yourself. You're an adult. But regardless, like, she went the opposite direction. And then at that point was just not disciplining her child
at all. Right.
At all. And basically allowing her to totally run the show, which ended up being a big problem. They ended up butting heads quite a lot. So authorities were looking for Tyler, and they started looking deeper into the relationship between Tyler and her mother. And they had found multiple encounters with authorities, including Tyler getting physically violent with Joanne. But the most recent of which was a sexual assault complaint that Joanne had filed on behalf of Tyler's boyfriend, 19-year-old Stephen Culver.
No, 19 and 14. I'm saying no.
Because, okay, so Stephen and Tyler met when she had just turned 14. She had turned 14 the month before. So she's basically 13.
Oh my God,
She had just started freshman in high school. He had just started college.
Gross.
These two don't have anything in common. Sorry, I don't care that they're both teenagers.
No.
Technically, they don't have anything to talk about at freshly 14 and in college.
No.
Sorry. But they meet at a coffee shop in December of 2008. And the two immediately started spending tons of time together. I'm so sus side-eyeing a 19-year-old who's into a girl this young.
Yeah.
And so they're spending a ton of time together. Tyler's college experience involves a lot of weed, ecstasy, cocaine. He introduces these things to Tyler. Again, 14-year-old, you're a fucking baby.
Right.
So a few weeks after they met, something happens with Steven's living situation. He's not able to live where he was living before. So Tyler goes to her mom and she's like, this is my friend Steven.
No.
He's gay. They tell her he's gay. We have a brother-sister relationship. Can he rent out the spare room in the house? And Joanne is like, I'm a little put off by the fact that like this is a boy. He's like 5 years older
19.
than you.
Yeah.
A lot of her friends were like, seems sus. But she was like, I don't know, like he's gay. He can help out with the mortgage. And so she agrees. And she's like, oh, he's a pretty good house guest, you know, does all the things that he needs to do. But she starts like her mommy spider senses are tingling at this point. She's like, something is fucking weird between these two. Like he's helping her with her homework. It's weird. Like this situation is strange. So when she comes home one day and she can't find Tyler, she doesn't know where Tyler is. She just gets a feeling and she goes and she knocks on Steven's door. And she like pushes it open a little bit and he like kind of stops it and he's like half dressed. And so she is like, do you know where Tyler is? He tries to say that he doesn't know where she is. So she forces the door open and finds Tyler naked, completely naked in the closet, hiding.
No.
And so at this point, she's like, this is her 14-year-old daughter. She's like,
get
absolutely
the fuck out.
Fuck not. Yeah. Yes. So she gathers his things, is like, you need to get out, calls a coworker of hers, who's this, like, they interview him in 48 hours. He's like, this all takes place in California, but this guy is obviously from the East Coast, and they carry all his shit out to the street. And he tells him, I told him that it would be East Coast justice if he came back again.
Wow.
Okay.
And also Joanne is like, I will call if I see you here again, if you do not stop seeing my daughter, I will call the authorities for statutory rape.
Yeah.
And they say that none of this, both the friend, the other friend says that none of this seemed to affect Stephen at all. Like he didn't seem like worried about this. So he does leave though, but he does not stop seeing Tyler. He keeps sneaking into their home whenever Joanne is out or asleep. And it's said that he snuck in something like 20 times.
Dude, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Dude. And this truly is one of those stories where you're like, add it to the list.
Yeah.
Add it to the list of reasons why maybe not. You know what I mean? So, eventually, Joanne did catch on that he was sneaking into the house. And so she was like, I've had it enough. So she makes a complaint, a sexual assault complaint for statutory rape against Stephen, which of course makes Tyler super pissed. But the authorities can't really do anything because Tyler is saying like, no, nothing happened. They don't have any proof, basically. Like they have what the mom is saying, but they don't have any physical proof. And both Tyler and Stephen are like, no, we have a brother-sister relationship. Like, no, there's absolutely nothing going on here. So they don't have anything. But Joanne is not going to let it go because like this guy will not stop leaving, like will not leave her kid alone. So she's not letting it go. So she goes one day when Tyler is out and finds Tyler's diary. And she goes through Tyler's diary and she finds that it has outlined, as a mom, I mean, Cassie, you can weigh in. It outlines like detailed sexual encounters, positions, places, like things that she has done with Stephen, which is so upsetting.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to read that from one of you.
No.
Like let alone like your 14-year-old daughter, you know, having to read this. But at this point, she's got proof, right? Like there's words on paper of the times that they've been together. So she takes that to the cops and is like, I want to file like, you know, actual charges. And at this point, Tyler, when she finds out that this has happened, both she and Stephen are devastated and furious because like he could get up to 20 years in prison for statutory. So they are absolutely freaking out. And it's at this point, despite the fact that Joanne does eventually go to Tyler and say, you know, I'm sorry for invading your privacy. I'm just trying to like look out for you.
Protect you. You're a child.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, so between when she makes the first, like, goes to the police the first time and when she finds the diary, there's this really bizarre call and they play it on 48 Hours where Tyler calls the police Tyler and Joanne get into a physical fight where she hurts her mother. She hurts Joanne physically. And then Tyler calls the police pretending to be Joanne and says, my daughter's out of control. Like, my daughter's hit me, like, physically. Can you come get her? Because she just wanted to not be at her mom's house. So she calls the cops basically on herself. And then the poor dispatcher is like, what's going on? Because then Joanne gets on the phone and is like, no, like, yes, I'm hurt, but it's fine. And you can hear Tyler like screaming in the background. So like, this is what's happening. So at this point, now that the police have the diary, both Tyler and Stephen are freaked out that something is going to actually happen. And it's at this point, depending on kind of who you believe, we'll get into that later, but regardless, it's kind of at this point where the decision is made to kill Joanne. So it's the following week, the week after these events, that Norb and Judy would receive that phone call. And detectives explained to them that they believed that Tyler and Stephen were behind the attack and likely on the run. So, and it's so sad. These grandparents are being interviewed, and the grandfather specifically is just like, she's not my granddaughter anymore. Like, that's his daughter. Yeah. And the grandmother is a little bit more understanding, a little bit more forgiving.
Dude, but it's still like gotta be so shitty, I think, as a parent, like when your kid is a piece of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, yeah.
What a nightmare that must be. Because,
number one fear, actually, for me, with having kids is just like, what if
I raise an asshole?
You end up with a kid who, and you could be a nice person, and it's just something happened or something in the way that their makeup is that it just went left somewhere. Yeah,
some people are pieces of shit, and what if one of those pieces of shit is your fucking kid?
Oh God, Dan, what do you do?
What a nightmare.
What do you do? So the first thing that the authorities do is they put a bolo on Stephen's car, and 24 hours after Joanne's body is found, but it has been there for days at this point. It's like been there for almost a week. On June 16th, the officers get a hit in an abandoned impound lot in San Francisco, and they find Stephen's journal inside his car. He details wanting to get rid of Joanne. He also details like a weirdly obsessive feelings about Tyler, which again, I'm like, she's a baby. It's so weird.
Child.
Yeah. So the next thing, so they still haven't found them, but they're like, we're pretty sure Tyler is with him and she's safe. Like, we don't think that she was kidnapped or anything. So then they go to find some of Stephen's friends and like to be like, hey, do you know anything? And they find this guy named Matthew, and he comes forward and he's like, yeah, the night of the killing, Stephen confessed to me about stabbing Joanne, and he even showed me the knife that he used, which I'm just like, go to the cops.
Like, yeah, exactly.
What is wrong with you? He also said that Stephen that night dyed his hair black. His hair was usually blonde. And that Tyler, who also had blonde hair, had dyed her hair brown. So they now know that they were looking for, a guy with black hair and a girl with brown hair. And they also say that Matthew's like, yeah, he did the killing, but it was Tyler's plan to kill her mom, run away to San Francisco, and then this is the most 14-year-old thing you're ever going to hear, on their 3-week anniversary, they would Romeo and Juliet style take themselves out, and that they needed to kill Joanne beforehand so that she wouldn't come after them.
Ew. Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So they checked both Joanne's credit card and Stephen's financials, and they found a charge for a hotel room in San Francisco. So they race off to this hotel room. They get into the hotel room and they find this weird concoction. The room's a mess. There's weed, there's coke, there's ecstasy. It's all scattered all over the place. And then they also find this weird concoction of Fruit Loops cereal, cake, and rat poison that they had apparently eaten.
Oh my God.
But didn't seem to have done the job. They had left a note on the TV that said, "You'll find our bodies on the beach." They went to the beach, no bodies to be found. So they're like looking all over the place for them. Eventually they find them getting dressed behind the dumpsters in a nearby shopping mall. So they place them under arrest. They bring them in. They charge them with murder. This is one of the most infuriating things when you watch or listen to someone being interrogated when it's so fucking clear that they're lying. Where Tyler's being interviewed, and at first she's acting like, you know, she doesn't understand what's happening. Like, we just wanted to run away. My mom was being like too oppressive. And when they tell her that her mom is dead, her whole like, what? No, you're lying. Like the fake, like that fake reaction that you can like hear through the audio that's not real, you know? So she pretends not to know, pretends to be really upset, and then lawyers up. I think she's like, this isn't working. I want a lawyer. So Stephen,
with what money?
Right.
You killed your mom. Like,
true.
Court-appointed
attorney.
Yeah. So Stephen, he gets there. He immediately starts asking about Tyler. Is she okay? She must be going through a lot right now. Blah, 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 blah. He's worried about her. But after that, he also lawyers up. So both of them have lawyered up. But as soon as like, while they're awaiting their trial, they're sitting in jail. Of course, they do what everybody does in this situation, and they turn on each other. So Matthew, Stephen's friend, who told detectives that...
You're kidding, though. It wasn't true love?
After 3 months and
weird.
3 weeks? No way. No way.
Oh, wow.
So before, Matthew was telling them, like, you know, Stephen came to me and he said he killed Joanne. Now Matthew is showing up and he's like, oh, well, no, not Matthew. Sorry. Now Stephen is telling detectives that it was actually Tyler who carried out the actual stabbing. And in fact, he wasn't even there. He had only arrived to the home after Tyler had already killed her mom. So he's like, no, I just picked her up or fucking whatever. Yeah. So according to him, on June 11th, he'd gone to work at 3 p.m. as usual, finished his shift at 10:15 p.m. Then Tyler called saying that her mom had been drinking and that she was upset so he could sneak over. And he was like, well, it's too early for me to sneak over. I'll come like closer to midnight or whatever. So then she called back and was freaking out. He didn't know why. He shows up. She's covered in blood holding a knife. And the first thing he says that she says to him is, I killed my mom. So he goes upstairs, he checks Joanne's body, and that's at that point, they're like, let's run away and commit suicide. This is his story. So her story is that after telling Stephen that her mom had given the diary to detectives, they decided that they made that plan. We're going to run away together, kill ourselves, but let's take Joanne out first so she doesn't call anybody to come check on us or whatever. So the plan was that Stephen would steal a butcher's knife from his job, and that would be the murder weapon. And then on that evening, or during that day, Joanne came to Tyler, apologized for having invaded her privacy by taking her diary, tried to make amends with her. And then I've seen multiple things. Either Tyler says that either she drank. Okay, here's what I think is that initially, Tyler tells police that her mom drank so much that she passed out. And then I think later when she gave a different account, she says that she actually gave her mom sleeping pills. Her mom was like drinking wine or something and gave her sleeping pills to make her sleep heavy. So after she passes out, she calls Stephen. She's angry. She's venting about her mom. And they decided, okay, she's passed out. Now is the time to kill her. And that is when Stephen snuck in the house. And he proceeds to go into Joanne's room, and Tyler gets scared. She leaves the room. She sits in the hallway, and she says that she sits in the hallway with her hands over her ears while she hears her mom begging for her life and calling Tyler to call 911.
No, I think what's so crazy about their quote unquote different stories is that at the end, it doesn't matter. They're both responsible for her murder.
100%.
I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah. Like it. Okay.
Regardless of who actually carried it out, because I do actually lean that Stephen probably is the one who actually stabbed her, because the attack was so vicious and would have taken so much strength, and there was a lot of evidence that Joanne fought back pretty hard.
Oh, okay.
So either they did it together or Stephen did it, I think. However, that doesn't... Do I believe that Tyler was just not present at all?
No.
No.
Sitting in the other room? I don't think so. You know what I mean?
Especially since she had been violent towards her mother already.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They're both responsible.
Yeah,
Yes,
100%.
And again, I don't know who actually carried out the stabbing. There were a lot of people who showed up to court, but this is always the case, who were like, Stephen would never hurt anybody. He's not capable of that kind of violence, blah, blah, blah. There's no telling, but regardless, it doesn't matter. I'm with you completely. So Tyler says that a few minutes later, Stephen came out of the bedroom holding the knife. His clothes were saturated in her mother's blood. And she went into her mom's room, saw her lifeless body, and then she started securing the crime scene by closing the curtains, shutting the windows, and turning on the AC. And that's when they drove to Stephen's dad's house, where they burned their clothes in the fireplace. According to her, they also threw the knife into a drainage hole, but they weren't able to ever locate the knife. So despite their change in stories, both of them plead not guilty. Just always crazy to me.
Okay.
Yeah. But since, prosecutors are like, well, it's he said, she said, we don't have enough evidence to really prove who did what in this case. So they make a deal with Tyler. They choose to make a deal with Tyler, I think, because she's the juvenile in this case. So if she will testify against Stephen and, confess to being part of the murder plot, she will get a charge of second-degree murder, which carries obviously a lighter sentence than first-degree murder. So she testifies against Stephen. She says, yes, she was involved in the planning, but she didn't physically do anything to her mom. Stephen stuck to his version of events and said that he had only confessed to killing Joanne to his friend Matthew to protect Tyler. Despite so the defense presented tons of arguments, but unfortunately they had Stephen's journal. Both Stephen and Tyler's journals talked about wanting to kill Joanne. Both of them did.
And this is one of your journals.
Hey, you know what?
No.
This is always what I used to think. Like I always thought it was because I had a big ego where I was like, this is going to be important someday. I've got to be really careful about what I write in here. This is history.
Yeah.
But I mean,
there you go.
Maybe don't talk about wanting to kill people in your journals.
Right.
Don't put it down, pen to paper. So not only that, but in the 11th hour, so like this is some fucking Law and Order shit. During the trial, they got the results back on DNA that was found underneath Joanne's fingernails, and they found that it wasn't enough of a match to conclusively match it to a specific person, but it was male DNA. So they were like, okay, we have that, which points more to Stephen as the actual perpetrator than Tyler. Tyler took the witness stand, and the defense, in an attempt to discredit her, they got a psychologist who had examined Tyler, and that psychologist testified that Tyler was sociopathic. And even on the stand, Tyler testified that she had two super beings living inside her, an angel named Alex and a demon named Toby. The demon, she said, takes control of her in times of stress. And to the jury, the defense argued that this whole other personality was the aggressive, violent personality that killed Joanne. But at this point, there was too much evidence against Tyler. They had Tyler's testimony, against Stephen. They had Tyler's testimony. They had the DNA under the fingerprints. They had Stephen's journals. So after a 4-week trial, the jurors took less than 4 hours to reach their verdict. And on June 15th, 2011, just a few days past the 2-year anniversary of Joanne's murder, Stephen Culver was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. And he was 21 at that point, and he will die in prison. And Tyler, well, part of her plea deal was that lesser sentence. At her sentencing, the judge addressed her saying, quote, "This was a brutal murder, yet the court has seen no emotion or even remorse for the loss of your mother. I'm very sorry for you, Miss Witt, because the person who loved you most in the world and without reservation is now gone." And then he sentenced her to 15 years with the possibility of parole.
15?
Wow.
Holy
Well,
shit. She's not even going to be fucking 30.
At the age of 28, after serving only 11 years, she was released from the Central California Women's Facility on August 26th, 2022.
And I'm sure is going to be just
picture
great
of society
to live next to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's the murder of Joanne Witt.
Oh, that's fucking awful.
Scary.
No, it is. That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Those are the thoughts that would come into my head when I would have like pregnancy scares, where you're like, oh no, like what if my kid's an asshole? Like what if they're like
truly, and it's hard because it's like, well, what if your kid is the most amazing, wonderful child in the world? Like what if your kid is Jane Goodall? But then it's like,
but what if it's this girl?
Right?
Jesus.
It's a real coin toss.
Is that the risk I'm willing to take? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think
thank you. I hope I did it justice because I was struggling this week.
Yeah. What are you guys watching?
I finally saw Weapons.
I did too.
I liked it. I did.
I thought you told me it was not scary.
I think we
were like, it's like Rosemary's Baby. Girl, when she was asleep in the car and that car door opened for the mother to get in,
that's so Rosemary's Baby.
I was screaming.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was so scared.
Okay. This is why
I'm glad I'm getting this warning now.
I can't give people.
No.
I'm always scared when people are like, "Did you like it? Was it scary?" Because to me, that wasn't like keep me up at night scary, right? That wasn't like Hereditary levels of like fear or whatever, But I did really enjoy it. I think I need to watch it again. I really love Julia Garner. I think she's wonderful.
She's so good.
Aunt Gladys, hilarious. Can't wait to see so many. Terrifying, but can't wait to see so many Aunt Gladys costumes for Halloween. But if I had to say, I think I liked Barbarian better as a movie.
Yeah.
Because they were by the same people.
Yes. I think Weapons was scarier to me, or had scarier parts. It's more of like a psychological.
Weapons is more serious.
Yeah.
than Barbarian, I think.
Barbarian was like a crazy ride, and that was super fun. This one was like a real like horror movie, and to your point, it wasn't like the scariest I've ever seen or anything like that, but it did have scary.
It wasn't
moments
like nonstop jumps,
creepy kids.
Certainly creep factor. Yes, factor was high. Yeah, I would give it that. So if that's something that you can't tolerate, maybe avoid Weapons. But I enjoyed it. I love that horror movies are making a comeback in a really big way.
Yeah. That was my thing for this week too. So there you go.
Sorry about that. And don't ask me. Don't ever ask me if a movie is scary. I don't know what your level is.
It's like asking the server what they recommend. They're like, I don't know. Do you like the same fucking shit I do?
Or like, is it spicy? When someone asks you, is it spicy? It's like, I don't know. True. What kind of tongue tolerance do you have? I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not in your mouth.
Point taken. You're exactly right.
Mine's boring. I am still reading The Count of Monte Cristo because it is a tome, and
You're doing great.
And I have this stupid thing called freaking work that I have to like ruins my reading.
How dare they get in the way?
I know. I should have taken a week off.
Just gotten it done.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
That is not going to be one of my choices. I think for the book club, since we only have like a month to read
Yeah, we got to
before
keep
the
it
next
under
one.
like 700 pages. It's got to, 500 or less
Yes.
for the book club.
Exactly. So not 2,000 plus. Understood. Okay.
Got it. Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, or if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.